Boom. Greetings from YouTubeville. Once again, Danny Savage, Draft Guru. Once again, this is a draft channel. It's been a draft channel since day one. It's a college football channel. It's been a college football channel from day one. I'm a Cowboy fan, though. Don't hate me. The topic of this: why does Dallas love drafting hurt players? All right. In the third round, Dallas picked up Shavon Revel, cornerback, East Carolina, who tore his knee up in September. Now, look who the general manager is. You got Jerry Jones. Do you think if there was a different general manager where his job was actually, if he doesn't get the players, he's going to get fired, do you think he'd be taking the red light specials in the second and third rounds like we always do? Because evidently what Dallas's plan is, not their plan. Well, yeah, it's their plan that they like to follow. They love drafting hurt guys. And, you know, we drafted Sharon. That's like a luxury pick, man. You take him in the third round if you're coming off the Super Bowl and you have a stacked team. Dallas's backfield, Dallas's secondary looks like a mash unit. Diggs, injured. Bland, injured. Butler, injured. The kid Kason, his shoulder. And then you go out and you draft a hurt corner. So Sports Illustrated and the Sporting News came out with an article today that Sharon Revel had a setback. And then you had Mike Fisher, who's basically Jerry Jones's version of the GIMP, and he eats. He pays his car payment, he pays his mortgage, he pays for his whatever by stroking Jerry and the Dallas Cowboys. Has anyone ever heard Mike Fisher badmouth the Dallas Cowboys? He rebutted it and said, no, his knee's fine. When the F did Mike Fisher become a doctor? Bro, I stopped listening to that guy years ago. He was a clown, bro. So and this is who I can just think of off the top of my head. Sean Lee, we drafted round 2. As many games he played, that's as many games he missed. Knee injuries at Penn State, hamstring injuries. He was made of glass. I'm being honest with you. Great mind, smart. He was a leader. He was great. He watched film. He knew where to be. But let's be honest. You don't make the club in the tub. And for as many games he's played, that's as many games he's missed. We draft Sean Lee, injury, round 2. Then we draft LVE, round 1, when everyone knew he had a neck problem. Now, I don't know. I guess I was the only one who played football, but when you're a linebacker, every play is a car crash. Yeah, so that's real fucking bright, guys. Let's take a guy with a bad neck, man, and put him at linebacker. Real, that works. Let's all clap. Jalen Smith, unfortunate, man. But let's be honest. Listen, if Jalen Smith doesn't get injured, he's a top 5 pick. But let's be honest. We drafted Jalen Smith in round 2, and his knee was coleslaw. It was tremendous him getting even back on the field. They said he was never going to walk again. But what I'm getting at is drafting all these hurt players. Jerry thinks he's back in Arkansas. He loves drafting hurt guys and redshirting them. Do you think a general manager, what's up, man? Thank you for jumping in the chat. Do you think a general manager that's worrying about getting fired is going to do that? So we take LVE with the bad neck. How did that work out? Hey, Damone Clark, LSU. Oh, what's up, champs? What's up? Thanks for jumping in the chat, man. So now you would think we would have learned from the LVE situation. Don't draft a linebacker with a bad neck. No, Damone Clark. And my bitch was, if Damone Clark was your son, would you want him out there? God forbid. God forbid, bro. It's not an ankle. It ain't a knee. Bro, he got his neck opened up, bro. And all these Dallas content creators were acting like, oh, we could put a Band-Aid on it, man. You really dudes put a tip on themselves that they never played football. They never had surgeries. I've had a lot of surgeries, man. And not also, too, not everyone heals the same. Yo, I've had guys tell me that tore their biceps and had them reattached. Their arm is stronger. My right arm is 2 inches bigger than my left arm. Mine never came back. Everyone heals different. So, Damone Clark, he avoids contact. Are we to blame him? He got his neck operated on. Let him get his 4 years of money, and that's it. And now, this year, we had so many needs. Our corner room is the walking wounded, and we reach again for Sharon Ravel, East Carolina quarterback. So, and people say, oh, he was a round one pick if he wasn't injured. And if I was 6'1", I'll put 6'1". And if I was 6'1", I would have went to Penn State. If is if. One of the littlest words, but it's the biggest words. What I'm trying to get at is that all drafting, what he's doing, it doesn't work, bro. And the only reason we take all these hurt players, Jerry's never gonna get fired. When Jerry drafted Sharon Ravel, he got up and was humping the air. He acted like he just got Michael Jordan. And listen, can this kid be good? Yeah, but it's amazing. Sports Illustrated and the Sporting News said, oh, there's a setback with his knee. And then you got clowns jumping on it, the Fun Bunch groups and the GIMP saying, oh, no, his knee's fine. Like, they're going to tell you, oh, no, it's bad. This is like, has Jerry ever admitted he made a mistake? Ever? Ever. Has Jerry ever admitted he was wrong? Nah, man. Yo, I'm in my mid-50s, man. I got plenty. I started taking cowboy shit down behind me, man. I'm done, bro. Done. And then if you criticize, you're a hater. Yo, I've been playing the bad guy my whole life. I'm good at it, man. But I can criticize, bro. Nah. When you're used to winning, so many of my friends, man, I grew up with, we've checked out. We've checked out on the Cowboys. Until Jerry's gone, and listen, I'm going to be honest with you, his son's probably going to be worse. Steven's going to probably be worse. All I'm trying to say is drafting all these hurt players hasn't worked out for us. The only hurt players that probably have worked out for us was Ron Leary, and he was an undrafted free agent who everyone said had knee issues, and he was bone on bone, and he was, but he everyone said you wouldn't want to mess with him. He was a tough ass dude, man, and he parlayed it with Dallas, and then he got a big boatload of money with Denver, and like I said, all I'm trying to say is, Dog Pound, Savage, when will Sharon Ravel be ready? Before today, he was going to start the season off on the pup. That's what the prognosis was. He tore his knee up at the end of September. Why do we want to rush kids back? Yo, Damone Overshown. I don't want to see Overshown until 2006. He like, and then you're a hater if you say does Overshown play linebacker? Great, yeah, but Overshown was a safety in college. Overshown should be a safety or an outside linebacker in a 3-4. He gets pummeled in the middle. Yet Overshown's on his third knee surgery in 2 years. Yo, how about we let his knees get better and maybe put on 20 pounds of muscle? You know, but then if you say that, you're a hater. Well, then, yo, call me a hater, bro. But you know what? I say the truth, even when I lie. And drafting hurt players, has it worked out for us? Let's be honest. LVE, wasted pick. Jalen Smith, wasted pick. Damone Clark, wasted pick. Sean Lee, great heart, smart, but for as many games he played, that's as many games he's missed. Sharon Ravel, that's a luxury pick. That's a pick for when you're coming off the Super Bowl and your team is stacked, not when your entire secondary is injured. When you're 29th versus the run, you don't draft a corner in round 3 coming off a knee surgery. When you're 29th versus the run, you don't draft a 6'2", 240-pound edge in round 2 to match your other 6'2", 240-pound edge in Micah Parsons, who can't stop the run. I'll say this also. Micah Parsons is the Dak Prescott of the defense. Same thing. Product of the Dallas hype machine. He's not smart enough to play linebacker. At Penn State, he was a team captain. He never called plays. We're on our third defensive coordinator. He was at Penn State. Attack. Go forward. And I would love for him to do that. Because defensive end, no. So I'm a hater if I say I'd rather have a guy 6'5", 260 that gets 10 sacks but can stop the run versus a guy that gets 14 and a half sacks and gets pounded versus the run. Question, guys. If you're 29th in defense versus the run, why even pass and give Micah Parsons a shot at your quarterback? Just run. Said it once, I'll say it again. Nick Saban had Micah Parsons pinned from day one. They offered him a scholarship at Alabama to be a running back. He was a crazy, sick running back in high school. It's funny, man. You should see Kyle Pitts, the tight end from Atlanta, light Micah Parsons up. But then if you say something, you say, our fans love stats more than Super Bowls. It's just Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons, same thing. It's how funny is it where Micah Parsons is on his third defensive coordinator. Is he calling the plays out there? Is he wearing the green dot? I wonder why. Then you're a hater. Well, listen, I say the truth even when I lie, man. That's why this organization is not going anywhere. Dak Prescott, he's great regular season. Regular, any big game, he falls apart. Man, he has a mental issue. And it's nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be ashamed of. Boxers have it, fighters get it, soldiers get it. They fall apart under pressure. And Dak Prescott falls apart under pressure. Micah Parsons, they gave Dan Quinn and Mike Zimmer asked Micah, where do you want to play? Okay, door 1, linebacker, pays you $20 million. Door 2, edge, you can get $45 million. What do you think he's going to say? If I was a defensive coordinator, I'd put him at linebacker, and I want him. I put him as a rover position. Charles Haley played in what was called the elephant. Charles Haley lined up everywhere. But no, we're going to put Micah at one single position so he could get pounded. That makes so much sense. I would move him around on every single play and just have him go forward, because it's stupid having him try to cover somebody. And when the quarterback gets underneath the center's ass, I want him to be looking around to see where Micah Parsons is. And then against the Green Bay game, one tackle, one pressure, and he says he was happy with the way he played. Micah Parsons, product of the Dallas Hype Machine. Sorry, man. Oh, what was it? Wait, there was an argument earlier. How many defensive ends? And now we're just going by stats. You just like last 5 years, TJ Watt, and I'm not a stat guy. I'm a football guy. TJ Watt, 73.5 sacks. Myles Garrett, 72 sacks. Trey Hendrickson, 70 sacks. Nick Bosa, 53.5. Michael Parsons, 52.5. I'd like to see where Aiden Hutchinson would have been if he didn't break his leg this year. What I'm getting at is I'd rather have a guy 6'5", 250 get 10 sacks and stop the run versus putting a guy that's small there and gets 14.5 sacks and gets run over. But that's the difference, because I'm an old school fan, and there's a big disconnect between old school fans and the new fans. It's all about fantasy football now. But it's ironic, though. All these kids that play fantasy football, 99% of all the leagues are not IDPs. I'm done, bro. Out. This is the Draft Channel. Thank everybody for jumping in. Mike Green, 6'4", 250. We could have got him. Mike Green also had a lot of off-the-field issues. But you see, here's the thing, Dog Pound. Perfect example. All the Dallas Cowboy content creators knew Mike Green from Marshall because he had 17 sacks. Yet there was probably 5 other guys that had 16.5 sacks. None of them knew him. All these Dallas content creators wanted T-Mac. I would have took Emeka Egbuka over him if we were going to go wide receiver. He fits the system. Plus played in the Big Ten. But what do I know, man? Because like I said, this is a Draft Channel, man. 24/7, 365. I think I'm at 85 players already. I'll be at 300 by August 15th, man. Like I said, if you say the truth, you're a hater. Call me a hater. Say the truth, even when I lie, man.